Okay, so it's around 7:30. No, it was 5:30 at the time. I just finished cricket practice. I was 10 years old. I loved playing cricket at the time. Man, it was actually so fun. But yeah, basically, when I was in primary school, like, would do sports every day. So I'd finish around 5:30. Yeah, just around 5:30, and I'd wait for my mom or dad. They would usually pick me up like 10 to 15 minutes later, and I'll be at home by like 6 o'clock around there. But there was one particular day, I was just sitting there, right, and I waited for my dad. He picked me up at 7:30, and I just remember how traumatized I felt. I literally felt like I got abandoned, bro. Like my dad literally forgot to pick me up, bro. And I remember how I cried. I cried so bad because I was just so fucking scared. I had never experienced this before. Because as a kid, bro, like you expect everything to be on point, right? So if your parents say they're gonna pick you up at this time, if your parents say they're gonna do this for you, like you just expect it to get it done, right? And when your parents don't do a particular thing for you when you're this age, especially when I was 10 years old, bro, I would like literally have panic attacks. I would just get so scared, bro. And I remember I was just sat alone, right? So usually when I would wait for one of my parents to come pick me up, right, I would sit on the benches. So we would have benches on the left side, then the parking lot would be on the right side. So usually kids would wait for their parents to drive in the parking lot to the right side. Then they would just run up to their parents and just get in the car and drive off, right? So I'm just sitting there, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm just watching everybody go home, go home, go home. By the time it's 6:30, it's getting fucking dark, bro. Because it's around winter time, so it'll get dark very quickly. So around 6:30, it was pretty much pitch black at this point, and I was literally by myself, bro. I'm literally the only kid there. I'm sitting by the bench. I just have my bags with me. I got my cricket bat, my cricket gear. I'm alone, bro. And fuck, I started fucking crying, bro. Like tears, getting like about to throw a literal tantrum, bro. Like, why is my dad so late? Why is my dad so late? Why didn't he come pick me up? I'm like, dude, bro. I'm pretty sure I got traumatized that day, bro. I just could not believe what was happening. But I remember one of the teachers came and asked me, "Oh, why is your mom or dad so late?" And I was just like, "I don't know." And she asked me, "Do you want me to call one of your parents?" And I literally just said no. I don't even know why I didn't ask her to call my parents, but I literally just said no. And as I kept waiting, bro, I was just so sad. Kept crying because I literally felt like my parents forgot me, bro. It was so weird. But once my dad arrived, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, something came up at work." And I was literally so angry, and I was like, "Why did you come so late? Why did you come so late?" He was just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't cry. You shouldn't cry. You're a man, Mark." And at that time, I didn't really understand, but I was just being too emotional at that point because setbacks happen. And as a 10-year-old, you expect things to happen straight away. Like everything has to be smooth because whenever my parents said they were gonna do something for me, I always expected it to be done. But when when this day came and they didn't come early enough, I just felt like the whole world was about to end. I was literally crying my eyes out. I was just so fucking angry at them. But one thing I realized is life just had to go on. I was mad at my dad. I was crying, but as soon as I got home, I still had to do my homework. I still had to do all my other shit, and I still had to get to school the next day. And it's just a lesson that I learned is like when things get harsh or like you get a setback in life or whatever kind of event that you expect to happen. If you expect something to happen and it really doesn't happen and you experience a setback, as a dude, there's no really any reason to cry for it, man, because setbacks happen all the time, and no matter if you cry for something or not, it's not gonna help you either way because that thing happened, and if you cry about it, the setback is not gonna change. So the setback already happened. You're just showing emotion for no reason because whatever event happened, it just happened either way, man. And crying is not gonna help. I still had to go to school the next day, man. So I just wanna say, any setback that you're going through right now, especially as a man, bro, you just have to deal with it head on. There's no point of showing your emotion excessively by crying all the time. I mean, fair enough, if something super terrible happened to you recently and you just have to show some kind of emotion by crying, so be it, man. And usually crying is something that you should do in private, bro, because like when you just cry around other people, most of the time it just annoys people. So it's like I just realized, do not cry, because if you cry, over a specific setback, it's not gonna help it because the setback already happened. All you can do is just bounce back from it by doing the right thing. So when I was crying because my dad came to pick me up late, it doesn't matter, bro, because I still had to go to school the next day. Life just had to move on. Because I was just trying to make myself feel special, but like, dude, it doesn't matter. Setbacks just happen either way, you know? So you just have to move on from life. And I was just taking it for granted, man. I would always cry when my parents didn't like buy me a certain thing. I was a kid, you know, so my parents didn't buy me some things that I wanted. Sometimes they wouldn't like I said, pick me up on time, and I'll just cry over that. But it didn't help me at all, because now I'm literally halfway across the world from them in Canada, and there's nothing I can literally cry about, because if I cry for missing my parents or some shit, bro, it's not gonna bring them right here right now. I just have to focus on what I have to do, right? So crying is not gonna help with that. Fair enough, man. If you have going through something that's very, very bad, like that really hurts you, sometimes you're gonna have to cry, bro. Like, you just gotta let something out. If something like really breaks me, I cry sometimes. But overall, as a man, you shouldn't cry all the time, because setbacks happen, and crying over these setbacks won't help you. So that's just a lesson I wanted to share with you today, boys. Just remain stoic. Remain in your strength, remain in your own masculinity, because you cannot be showing too much emotion over specific setbacks, because setbacks always happen, but there's no point crying over them, because you always have to proceed. Life is always going to go on, bro. So no matter if you cry about it or not, you're always gonna have to do the right thing and bounce back.